Hello, this is Larry at LarryRigger.com, and in this video I'm going to discuss or explain dark mode from a programming perspective in Objective-C and Swift for the new iOS 13. If you like this video, click on the like button below. You can subscribe to my channel, and please check out my apps in the Apple App Store. They include Project Organizer Pro, Job Hunt Pro, Student Organizer Pro, Class Organizer Pro, Opportunity Organizer, and Opportunity Organizer Pro. Okay, one approach that you can take to switching your app to running in dark mode is you can go into your XC assets file and inside your project, and then create a colors folder, and then down here create a background set under there. The way you do that is you right click and you do new color set, and that creates a color set, and then in there you can click on the dark appearance section, and then you just slide these bars over to the black mode, and then that'll just make it black, and that'll change your background to black. So normally your application is white in appearance, and then in dark mode it'll be black. It'll switch automatically between the two, and that may be all you have to do, depending on how simple your app is and if you don't use a lot of colors. Now, if you're using colors programmatically, as I am, then this won't solve your problem. So if you've configured your app for dark mode, either in code or in doing it with the color sets, and you see that you're getting black on black, and you know that you have custom cells, then you're probably hitting the defect in iOS 13, which is if you have a custom xzip file or custom cells in your application, you'll get this black on black behavior, and you work around it in code. Now, so if your application has custom cells that are marked up like this, and you have labels on them and maybe some icons, or you're using images, text, something like Instagram, or you've decorated your cells in your table views in any way, then you probably have custom cells, and as a result you're getting this black on black behavior. So what you need to do is go into your code and locate your cell files, which configure your cells, your custom cells, and then in the code, if you don't already have an awake from nib line or method inside your app, then you have to add one. But if you have one already, you can just add a line to it. What you have to do is add this check to see if you're in iOS 13, and this is in Objective-C, and then you add this one line to set your label, whatever your label is on your particular cell. You set the text color equal to UI color dot secondary label color, and that'll fix the defect that's inside of iOS 13, and then allow your app to run with white on black. So now I'll demonstrate it running, and you can code the awake from nib inside of Objective-C or inside of Swift. There's a article, I can include the link below, on how to program in it, and there's some Swift code in here, and then I contributed a Objective-C version. So at first your app starts up always in light mode. Now if you want to test it in the simulator in dark mode, what you have to do is go back to into Xcode, and right here at the bottom of the screen, it's kind of hard to describe, but there's this environment overrides button down here in the debug mode, and you click on that and it launches a panel, and then you go to interface style, you turn that on and you click on dark mode. Now the app will not automatically flip over to dark mode in the simulator. You might notice some changes, but you have to click on something, and then when you go to the next panel, when that loads, it'll be in dark mode. And as you can see, with that custom code in there, setting the awake from xlib and then setting the setting in there to the color of the label, text color, to the UI secondary label color. Now the defect doesn't surface inside of iOS 13, and you can actually look at your app and the text shows up on the cells. Now I mentioned earlier that you can set your colors either in the interface builder, right there in main, and just click on the panels and just change the colors there and set your colors. And then the other way that you can do it, and maybe I'll just go over that one again first so you can see it again. So you would find your XC star.xc assets. And then on the right side, well, actually this one's not set up like that, so let me show you how to do it. So you can create a folder here. So you click here and you do a new folder. And you can set colors. And then inside there you can insert a color set. New color set. And at first it comes up as a universal app. So what you have to do is you're inside the color set, you click here, and then up here at the top there's this icon on the right, show the attributes inspector. You click on that, and then under in here in this section there's a configuration for appearances. You change that from none to any dark. Once you select any dark, then you have two colors. You have your daylight and then you have your dark appearance. And then on the dark appearance, you can take the slide bar and slide it over and change your background to black. And then you'll end up with black on white on black. It's doing it inside of Xcode, inside of Interface Builder. Now if you want to do it in Swift and Objective-C, what you do is you locate your code. So in the code where you're setting your colors, and you'll probably have a class to set up the colors for the cells. You'll have a class to set, or a method to set up the colors for the table view. You'll have a method to set up the colors for your cells, and then you'll have the method to set up your colors overall for the view. So in there you can add the code that check first, and this is in Swift. You check if available IOS13, star, and then inside of here you're going to access an attribute that's new in IOS13 that's only available in IOS13, so you have to put it inside that block, and then you say if trait collection dot user interface equal dot dark, open parentheses, close parentheses. Now you know inside of there you're in dark mode and you are on an iOS 13 device. Then you can call a method or write your code directly in this block to set the colors according to your dark theme. And then I've got the code written here in Objective-C, and again I'm blocking it off because I'm accessing functions that are only available in iOS 13, and then you can call the methods to set your tint color, and then set the tint color on your view, set the background color, and then you can set the search controller, search bar tint, bar tint color, and then the of your table view, you'll have your table view inside there where your cells are scrolling through, and then you can set the tint color on that, and then your background color. So it's pretty black and white, literally. You just set your tint color to white, you set your other tint color to white, your background to black, and then you set your search bar. I set the tint color on that one to black, and then the tint color to white on the table view, and then the background to black. And then you pretty much code it up just like you're coding like the blue or the magenta or the green, different color sets. Now inside of, this is for the master controller, just to set the overall theme. Code's kind of similar. And again, for the overall controller, you're going to set the view, the tint color to white, the background to black, search controller on the search bar to white, the search bar background color to black, and then the project list table view, set the tint color to white, and then set the background color to black. Now on your cells, you'll have a block for setting the color of your cells programmatically. And again, just for dark mode, you're going to access some functions. This probably doesn't have to be in the IOS13 block, because I'm not really accessing anything here per se that's specific to iOS 13. But if you use a system color, then you have to use the iOS 13 block. So I'm just setting the black on the background color of the cells, setting the tint to white, setting the content view, setting the background color to black, and setting the content view tint color to white. Now if you have a non custom cell, I have some of those. Let me just exclude this too. Go down to the reminders. Okay, so this is Swift code. Does the same thing. Looks a little different. And in this one, I'm setting the dark color theme on the cell. And this is a non-custom cell, so I'm just going to set the text label. So I'll just access the cell and then just go direct to the text cell, text label, and then access the text color, and then set that to UI black, UI color white, and then set the, that's actually a duplicate line, and then set the background color to UI color black. So you don't have to use black color in, well, you can't in Swift. And then you set the tint color to white, UI color.white, and then the content view, the background color to UI color black, and then the content view tint color to UI color white. And then you just return the cell from that block. It's kind of the same code that you have for setting like the blue or the green or the earth colors, which is kind of white and like orangish, and then the magenta cell colors. Now if I take this one and put it on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, then run it in the simulator, when the app first starts, it launches in color mode. So the whole app will behave in color. So when you want to switch to black and white mode for testing, what you do is you go down here again, you click on this icon, you flip it, and then you click on dark. And then you have to go back to the application and then actually click on something in order for it to switch to dark mode. Now that one is still showing up black on black. So you have to test your app, obviously. That's actually this module here. Okay, to test again in dark mode, you have to go down here, click on this. You have to do this every single time. Now we're getting colors on the text. So instead of putting the code in awake from xlib, I had to put the code, because I didn't have access to the cell in awake from xlib, because it's not a custom cell, it's just a standard cell. But the text color was not being set, so I had to set the cell dot text label question mark dot text color equal to dot secondary label, and then the text color did appear in the reminders again for a non-custom cell. So it looks like this is a problem throughout iOS 13 with the colors. Okay, so now I gotta test through all the color options. I got rid of all the standard colors, so I'm just using pastels. I like the look of the pastel colors much better. They're warmer, lighter, not as harsh on the eyes. So dark mode is just another color that overrides those. So now I left the buttons in the color so they can contrast. I probably want to take this button bar and set the background on the button bar to black. And I want to get this navigation bar up here, a black background. But if I switch colors, I go with green, even though the app's still in dark mode, the buttons will be in green. It does have a green hue on the button bar. And I'll do the blue and the blue buttons. Now I need to do the magenta test. And it has magenta buttons. Again, I should set the background on the button bar to black and the navigation bar to black. I'm going to check this out on a device, IOS13 device, and see how it looks. Okay, the next thing I notice is down here at the bottom of the bar, there's a bar there, and the navigation bar is up here at the top, so I darkened out that, or I darkened it and then white, made the front white. But this bar here, that is the toolbar, and I tried programming it through toolbar changes and I wasn't able to modify it, but I was able to modify this page by doing it through Interface Builder. So to modify the colors of this through Interface Builder so that it works in color as well as in dark mode, what I did was I went into the panel, take this one here, and I took each one of these elements and then I edited the color. It was custom black, so custom black did not work. That made it not show up in dark mode, so I set it to secondary label color, and I changed each one of these icons to secondary label color. Sort of a compromise between black and something that works in both dark mode and light mode. You got to save and then run. It's just a lot of testing involved in dark mode to get it working. A lot of tweaks, looking at individual elements, modifying the colors, getting something that works in both dark and light mode. So now you can see the elements in colored mode. And then if I go to dark mode, and you have to do this every single time. Okay, now you can see those elements in dark mode. And this panel I did previously. This panel I'll do in that next. So just to reiterate, you go, find the panel. In this case, this one. And then you remove the black color, make it secondary label color. Black worked well with my light background, but it doesn't convert nicely because black, when it gets dark, is black, and when dark just doesn't get light. The reason I'm using secondary label colors because that's what was used in the bug fix, IOS13 bug fix for the label colors. So the fix was to use the secondary label color. So I'll do the same thing in Interface Builder. Okay, let's see if we can see those in light mode. So all these are available. They still work. Okay, let's go dark. Okay, visible, visible. I'm looking at these toolbars down here. Still visible in dark mode, visible. There's no toolbar here. And then if I go here, go toolbar. Okay. So you have to go through every panel and look at every element and make sure everything's visible and it looks good in light and dark mode. Okay, as a final thing that I had to fix, there was this header bar. It's actually the section header at the top of each table view. It was showing white on white, and the white on white just did not look good. So I had to program that out, and it was a little bit of a trick. So I'm going to include that here as some bonus feature. So I was able to get it to look like this, which is actually white on black on gray. It was white on black on white, but that was just too much white for dark mode, so I'm trying to minimize the light in the dark mode. So I ended up with white on black on gray. And the way I did that, it was a little bit programming. So in my dark table view color theme, which is my dark color theme, that's called from inside of, actually it's called inside the Swift. Inside of this method, the override table view will display header view. That calls into the dark table view color theme when it's iOS 13 and it's in dark mode. So that method is here coded in Objective-C, and the line I had to add is yeah, this is actually code. Oh, this is redundant. I see now. Okay. So this is UI table view, header, footer view, star, header, UI table view. You have to cast it as a pointer of the view. Then you have to do a set text color to white and a set background color to black color. That gives you the white on black, but then it'll be white on black on white. And then to get the whole section bar to be gray, you have to do a header set tint color, UI color, secondary label color. And that will actually set the color of the header bar to gray and sort of reduce the light on that and make that look pop. Okay, these labels are not showing up. If you like this video, click on the like button below, and you can subscribe to my channel. Check out my apps in the Apple App Store. They include Project Organizer, Student Organizer Pro, Project Organizer Pro, Opportunity Organizer Pro, Class Organizer Pro, Job Hunt, and Job Hunt Pro. Thank you.